Listen up, nobody saw this one coming. But here we are. A signing that's quietly been picking up steam, and trust me, it's shaping up to be way bigger than most people realize. This isn't just a roster tweak, folks. This reshuffles the whole deck. So if you're a die-hard Raiders fan who rocks that jersey like it means something, drop a like and hit subscribe. Because what's unfolding right now is genuinely exciting stuff. The Las Vegas Raiders just pulled off one of the most eyebrow-raising moves of the entire 2026 NFL Draft, and according to journalist Levi Dombro, this goes way deeper than just checking a box on draft day. This is the franchise planting a flag and saying, "Here's who we are going forward." With the 67th overall pick in hand, the Raiders snagged edge rusher Kiron Crawford, a name that left a good chunk of the fan base scratching their heads. But inside the building, this pick was anything but a coin flip. Think about the bigger picture here. After locking in quarterback Hill-Mendoza as the face of their shiny new offensive vision, and reeling in the Swiss Army knife talent Trey Stokes to beef up the defense, the Raiders still had some pretty glaring holes to fill. Wide receiver, right tackle, defensive tackle, running back depth. The shopping list was long, and the needs were real. And yet, GM John Spytek decided to zig when everyone expected him to zag. Armed with an extra pick he'd cleverly wrangled through a savvy trade, he chose upside over safety. Raw potential over a sure thing. Bold? Absolutely. Stupid? Not even close. So who exactly is Kiron Crawford? Standing around 6.4 and tipping the scales at roughly 254 lbs, the guy has the kind of frame that makes defensive coordinators smile. But his physical tools are honestly just the opening act. What makes Crawford genuinely fascinating is his backstory. He didn't start playing organized American football until late in high school, which is basically unheard of for someone now being drafted into the NFL. That late start means he's technically still catching up to guys who've been in the system for years. But flip that coin over, and you've got a player whose development ceiling is through the roof. The Raiders clearly spotted something most teams glossed over, and the tape backs it up. In his final college season in 2025, Crawford racked up 9.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, an interception, and a forced and recovered fumble. Those numbers translate directly into offensive territory denied. Exactly the kind of disruptive force the Raiders' new defensive scheme is hungry for. But here's where it gets really interesting. ESPN analyst Seth Walder highlighted that Crawford posted a pressure rate of 16.7%, landing him among the most efficient pass rushers in all of college football. That's not a lucky stat. That's pattern recognition, motor, and instincts combining into something special. His ability to win consistently off the snap puts him in some genuinely elite company among college edge rushers. Now, nobody's pretending Crawford is a finished product. He's still got plenty of homework to do, expanding his pass rush move arsenal, holding up snap after snap against seasoned offensive tackles, and staying consistent when the game plan adjusts around him. Experienced opponents have exposed those gaps, and that's fine. That's part of the journey. What matters is that the Raiders have the coaching staff and the environment to hammer those rough edges smooth. This isn't a project being left to figure things out alone. It's a raw gem being handed to a jeweler, and there's a message woven into this pick that goes beyond X's and O's with the defensive edge rusher. Position far from settled. Crawford isn't arriving to hold a clipboard and learn from the sideline. He's walking through the door ready to compete for snaps immediately. Every practice rep, every preseason series, every regular season down, it all counts now. The Raiders aren't just stockpiling bodies. They're lighting a fire under the whole defensive rotation, which brings us to the question that's been buzzing everywhere. And honestly, it's the one that could flip the entire script for this franchise. While the defense is quietly assembling something dangerous, the offense is still searching for its voice. And the name being floated around as a possible answer? Nothing short of jaw-dropping. According to Timothy Rapp of Bleacher Report, there's a real conversation happening behind the scenes in NFL circles about the possibility of veteran wide receiver Tyreek Hill landing in Las Vegas. Yeah, you read that right. Cheetah, in silver and black. Let that marinate for a second. The logic isn't hard to follow. The Raiders have gone all in on Hill-Mendoza as their quarterback of the future. ESPN's Ryan McFadden points out that Mendoza's calling cards are his pinpoint accuracy, his ability to read a defense pre-snap, and his composure under pressure when making decisions. Those are franchise quarterback traits. But here's the thing. Even the sharpest QB on the planet needs reliable weapons around him to truly catch fire. And right now, that receiving core still has a giant question mark hanging over it. Sure, Jalen Nailor adds some useful depth to the room, but depth and game-breaking ability are two very different things. Nailor's a solid pro, but he's never been the guy on any offense. For a rookie quarterback trying to build chemistry and confidence, especially in those critical third and long situations where the whole drive hangs in the balance, having a true number one threat isn't just helpful, it's essential. Enter Tyreek Hill. At 32 years old and coming off a season that didn't go quite the way anyone hoped injury-wise, Hill is still one of the most terrifying weapons in football when healthy. His speed doesn't just stress a defense, it breaks it. One slant, one go route, one blown coverage, and suddenly a routine play turns into a 50-yard house call. That's not hyperbole, that's just what the man does. Pairing that kind of explosive threat with a young, accurate quarterback like Mendoza? That's the kind of combination that can fast-track an offense from promising to genuinely dangerous in a single season. The Raiders aren't yet considered favorites in the AFC, and they know it. So the question hanging in the air is a real one. Do you pour gasoline on the fire with a splash signing like Hill to speed up the timeline, or do you trust the slow burn and let Mendoza grow organically? Every offensive yard in 2026 is going to feel like it carries extra weight. The margin for error is thin, and patience only goes so far when playoff spots are on the line. Now let's loop back to the defense, because this unit is straight up sending a message to the rest of the NFL. The Raiders' pick of Trey Stokes might honestly be the smartest move of their entire draft weekend. Journalist Levi Donroe went as far as saying this isn't just a good pick. It's the kind of piece that can fundamentally transform how their defensive system operates. Here's how it went down. The Raiders executed a draft day trade, sliding back from pick 36 to pick 38. Sounds minor, right? But SpyTech played it perfectly, moving back without sacrificing value and still walking away with arguably the most complete defensive player available at that point in the draft. That's the kind of cool-headed thinking that separates good front offices from great ones. Stokes arrives from Arizona as something genuinely rare in today's NFL, a true defensive hybrid. Free safety, strong safety, nickelback, or lined up wide. The man can do it all and do it well. For first-year defensive coordinator Rob Leonard, that kind of tactical flexibility is an absolute gift. It lets him disguise coverages, shift personnel on the fly, and keep opposing offenses constantly guessing. That's not just useful. It's a multiplier for everything else on the defense. And the production is real. Over his college career, Stokes hauled in 7 interceptions, 4 of them in his final season alone, plus 29 passes defended. Those aren't just numbers on a stat sheet. Interceptions change field position, shift momentum, and can completely flip the outcome of tight games. Every pick is a swing play. Every deflection is a possession saved. In a division where close games are the norm, that kind of ball-hawking instinct is invaluable. What really elevates Stokes beyond just his athletic tools is his football IQ. He captained the Arizona squad, a role you don't get handed to you. You earn it by being the guy teammates look to when the game gets messy and the plan needs adjusting on the spot. In the NFL, where the game moves faster than most people can comprehend, that kind of sharp mental processing separates good players from difference makers. Rob Leonard's defensive vision is still taking shape, but all the signs point toward a scheme built on aggression, physicality, and relentless pressure. And Stokes fits that blueprint perfectly. He doesn't just sit back and react. He attacks. He anticipates routes before they develop. He's a willing and capable run defender, and he can cover sideline to sideline with the kind of range that makes things very uncomfortable for opposing offenses. Raider Nation, the moves just keep on rolling in. And honestly, what I love most about what this front office has been cooking up, not just this past week, but throughout the entire offseason, is that nothing about it feels like a happy accident. Every single decision has fingerprints on it. There's a brain behind every signing, every release, every name being whispered in trade conversations. It all threads back to the same central mission: build the right world around Hill-Mendoza and set this franchise up to genuinely compete for the next 10 years. This week alone handed us 4 stories that perfectly capture how John Spytek and his crew actually think. So let's dig into all of them because every piece of this puzzle carries weight. Jonathan Brady, the hometown kid. Who earned it? Let's kick things off with the story that honestly put the biggest smile on my face during the entire minicamp stretch. Jonathan Brady, wide receiver, Las Vegas native, former college teammate of Hill-Mendoza, walked through the doors of rookie minicamp on nothing more than a tryout. No contract waiting for him, no guaranteed roster spot, just a shot. And the man made every single second of it count. When the dust settled after minicamp, Brady had done enough to walk out with a deal from the Las Vegas Raiders. And I want you to really sit with what that actually means, because it gets brushed past way too quickly. Every single offseason, hundreds of players across the NFL go through tryout situations just like this one. The overwhelming majority of them pack up their bags and go home without so much as a callback. The fact that Brady came in, competed at a professional level, and left with ink on paper tells you everything. The coaching staff didn't just see potential in him. They saw tangible, demonstrable value that you can build something around on a football field. Now here's where it gets smarter than it looks on the surface. Brady and Mendoza shared a huddle at California in 2024 and then again at Indiana. 2 full seasons playing alongside each other. 50 catches, 501 yards, built together over real game reps in high-pressure situations. Think about what that kind of shared history actually represents. Brady knows how Mendoza releases the football. He understands the timing on his routes, where the ball is going to land on a back shoulder throw, how Mendoza operates when a pocket is collapsing around him. That's not the kind of chemistry you manufacture in a walkthrough during training camp week 1. That's something that gets forged through years of throwing and running together when the scoreboard actually matters. For Cheetah, a rookie quarterback who's simultaneously trying to absorb a brand new NFL system under offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak while also competing for a starting gig, having a receiver in that building who already speaks his football language at a gut level is a genuine competitive advantage, not a symbolic one. A real, tangible one that could show up on 3rd and 7 in October. And then there's the special teams dimension, which is ultimately what carves out a roster spot for a receiver like Brady in the cold reality of an NFL 53-man cutdown. He earned second-team All-Big Ten honors as a return specialist. He took a punt to the house last season. That's not a fluke, that's a skill set. In a league where players who can contribute in the kicking game while also offering offensive upside are absolute gold, Brady fits that profile neatly. His most direct path to being active on game days runs right through special teams, and everybody in that building already understands that. But his connection to Mendoza means that when opportunities open up in the passing game, Brady is a name the coaches already trust, and let's not skip past the local angle, because it genuinely matters beyond just being a warm, fuzzy story. Brady grew up in Las Vegas. He played high school football at Bishop Gorman, a hometown kid who scratched and clawed his way onto the hometown team's roster after walking in off the street on a tryout. That's the kind of human story that echoes through a locker room in ways that don't show up in any stat line. SpyTech has spoken repeatedly about the importance of character and authentic connection throughout this entire rebuild. Brady's signing is another stitch in that same fabric. Culture isn't something you announce in a press conference. It's something you construct through the people you choose to bring into the building. Henning. Scouting beyond borders. Now, let's talk about Henning, the offensive lineman out of Canada, because this move is a window into just how sophisticated and far-reaching this scouting operation has genuinely become. Henning was the second overall pick in the CFL Draft. The Toronto Argonauts had their hands on him, and the Raiders swooped in and signed him before he ever played a single professional snap north of the border. They essentially poached him before another organization could get him in their system and start molding him for themselves. That is proactive, forward-thinking roster construction. That is a front office with its eyes on a horizon most teams aren't even looking toward yet. So what made Henning worth that kind of targeted attention? He's 6'6" with an athletic profile that lets him operate at multiple spots along an offensive line. He came into college as an H-back and tight end before successfully transitioning to offensive tackle. And that kind of position switch doesn't happen cleanly unless you've got serious football intelligence and the physical adaptability to back it up. You can't absorb a completely different assignment set and execute it under game conditions at a high level without some genuine mental horsepower. He earned second-team All-Canadian honors at two completely different positions and helped anchor a championship-winning offensive line at Queen's University. The raw foundation here is legitimately interesting. Thank you guys. See you next video.